Welcome to the Partnernomics Partnering Foundations course. Our mission is to make strategic partnering become a core competency for every client. Join the exciting conversations in our collaboration platform after this topical video.
Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to share the story of the iPhone's birth and describe why the iPhone is such a great example of a strategic partnership. Next, I will discuss the quadrants of a solution's lifecycle and share how innovation and partnerships can play a role in maintaining high profit margins for your company's solutions. And finally, I will describe the ultimate reason why organizations form partnerships and describe new ways to think about value creation in solutions so your customers always win. Now, let's get started. In 2002, after Apple launched its first iPod, Steve Jobs quickly realized he had a problem. Although users loved the Apple iPod for storing and playing music, they did not enjoy carrying multiple devices. After observing millions of people carrying a Palm Pilot or BlackBerry, a mobile phone, and an iPod for music, Jobs committed to create a single device that would outperform the best features of all three products. In the mid-2000s, Apple partnered with several technology companies, including Motorola and Corning, to co-innovate the next-generation mobile phone. After spending years in research and development, the highly anticipated 3-in-1 device was ready for launch. Now, Apple had to figure out how to sell it. In 2007, Apple announced a strategic partnership that allowed AT&T to be the exclusive retailer for the new iPhone. This partnership created a huge competitive advantage for AT&T as they helped define the new mobile device category smartphone. Quarter after quarter, the partners set new sales records, while the other mobile phone carriers drooled with envy. With its aggressive shift toward partnering and innovation, Apple went from the brink of bankruptcy to becoming the world's first $3 trillion company. Now, I would like for you to think of a product that revolutionized a particular market, similar to the iPhone. It's easy to think of high-tech products such as Tesla, ChatGPT, and Amazon. But can you think of a low-tech product that created a new category? I have one in mind. I'm thinking about Yeti, the cool company that offers a full line of grizzly-proof coolers and tumblers. I will use Yeti in my next example to illustrate the life cycle of innovative products. As I share the example, I invite you to consider if your company's top products or services mirrored the life cycle of Yeti's premium coolers. Now, let's talk about the quadrants of a product's life cycle. This image illustrates the natural movement of a product or service's lifecycle. We engage in partnerships to provide solutions to customers. Therefore, we can also tie these quadrants to partnership classifications as well. On the y-axis, we have the future financial growth opportunity of a particular solution. On the x-axis, we have the uniqueness of the solution. When an innovative solution is launched into the market, it starts in the niche quadrant. If consumers like the product, demand increases, thereby raising the quantity sold and the market price for the new product. If the solution becomes wildly popular, it will reach the strategic quadrant. When products land in the strategic quadrant, competitors stand ready to capitalize by producing a similar product, where possible. The increased supply that results from a new competitor will lower market prices and thereby lower profit margins. The product will become less unique as competitors manufacture substitutes. Eventually, the product will move into the functional quadrant, which means lower margins. If possible, companies will innovate the product or the way it is offered in an attempt to create differentiation, its uniqueness, so they can recapture as many customers as possible. If the innovation strategy is successful, the product could move back into the strategic quadrant. And again, if the innovations can be replicated, competitors will copy them, resulting in a greater supply of the product, which leads to downward pressure on price. If there is no ability to create differentiation through the product's unique benefits or brand, then the product will eventually be pushed into the commodity quadrant, where the key determinant of sales is, you guessed it, the lowest price. Now let's use Yeti as an example to help drive this important concept home. When Roy and Ryan Cedars started Yeti in Austin in 2006, people were used to buying coolers from Walmart for $30. Yeti was able to take a commodity item and turn it into a strategic product with a very strong brand. Eventually, Competitors such as Arctic, Grizzly, and Ozark Trail produced competing products. Yeti responded by innovating and adding value adds such as baskets, locks, bottle openers, and other accessories. Eventually, the competitors copied these innovations as well, which continued to put downward pressure on prices. It is nearly impossible to take a product that is easily replicated and have it stay in the strategic quadrant for a long time period. Why does it seem that software companies tend to be valued at rates higher than companies that mainly produce physical products? A major reason is that software companies can more easily differentiate their solution as compared to physical product manufacturers. This ability to create uniqueness offers a constant path for innovation and ultimately differentiation. But again, it is not enough to just be unique. Products must be unique and in high demand for them to reach and remain in the strategic quadrant. What are some innovations that your company could lead that may push your solution into the strategic quadrant? I have a bit of a rhetorical question for you. What is the ultimate goal of business? The answer to this question probably seems quite obvious, but I will ask you to play along with me for the next couple of minutes. An economist will tell you that the goal of every business is to maximize profits. Obviously, the statement is not true in all cases, especially for charitable organizations. But regardless if you lead a not-for-profit or a for-profit organization, I think we all agree that our goal is to generate positive net revenues and lots of them. It is always good to be able to pay the bills at the end of each month. So, mathematically, how do we accomplish this? In other words, what is the profit equation? If we remember back to your Econ or Finance 101 class, you will recall that profit equals total revenue minus total cost. So, how do we increase our profits? We must either increase our revenues or decrease our costs, assuming that we hold all other variables constant. Okay, all of that made sense. So let me ask another simple question. What is the ultimate goal of every strategic partnership? Do you recall the specific definition that I shared for a strategic partnership? That's right, a relationship between multiple entities where the intent is to create a competitive advantage. Mathematically, how do you achieve a competitive advantage? Or better yet, how do you know when you have achieved a competitive advantage? Partnering professionals engage with complementary companies because they allow us to generate greater levels of revenue and/or incur a lower cost of operations. Either way, holding everything else constant, when this is achieved, your company will increase its profits, which means you achieved a competitive advantage. That's right. Seasoned partnering professionals are constantly looking for creative ways to grow revenues and improve operational efficiencies so profits are increased. Again, I challenge you to consider, in what ways can you leverage the assets and capabilities of other companies to help your organization more effectively increase revenues or decrease its operational costs? This brings us to the end of this topic. In this video, I shared the story of the iPhone and explained how innovation and collaboration helped them become the world's first $3 trillion company. Next, I discussed the quadrants of solutions, and I shared how innovation and partnerships play key roles in achieving and maintaining solution differentiation. And finally, I described why organizations form partnerships to increase profitability. I hope that you enjoyed the content from this introductory topic. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.
Thank you for participating in the Partnernomics Partnering Foundations course. Click the link below to join the exciting conversations happening in our collaboration platform.